Hi, so we're going to do a 15-minute side body focused yin stretch. For this one, you'll need a brick. If you don't have a brick, a rolled up towel, blanket, or even a pillow will do. We're going to start in a child's pose. And you can take your legs as wide as you like here. You can have knees together, feet together, or spread them apart, your choice. Come into your child's pose, and if you feel like you need to rest your head on a brick, do so. We're going to come into a side bend, so if you walk your hands out to one side, you might stack or the hands might be separate. Really sink your hips back and settle into your side bend. And so we want really nice, soft muscles here. Yin is all about being passive. We're not looking to engage through the muscles, so our target tissues are fascia, those deeper connective tissues. We're looking to find sensation that comes in at about 7 out of 10. So as you settle into your shape, continue to notice what that sensation is feeling like. Yin is all about the nuances. So can you reach your arm a little further? Can you twist your head? Can you spiral open a little bit? How can you make this shape work for you? And once you find your edge, know that it is fluid, so as you spend time here, the edge might change a little bit. You might find a little more space and be able to take a deeper side bend. The intensity might increase and you might find yourself creeping back a little bit. Only you can know where your edge is. As well as finding these little nuances in the shape, using the breath, breathing into the lungs, breathing space into the flanks of the body. Use that breath to help massage that deep connective tissue. And we got about 30 seconds left in this shape, if you are able to stay. And as we come to the end of that position, be slow as you shift through to the center. If you feel like you need a little bit of movement through the spine or through the hips, adjust accordingly. And then set yourself up so you can take that to the other side, sinking your hips down, walking your hands over to the other side. Resting, maybe on a block, maybe there's even a block in between the hips and the calves if you're feeling a little bit too much through the hips at the moment. Breathing through the sides of the body. We're looking here to find this sensation of stretch. As we put this stress on the deeper connected tissues, we're helping to rehydrate these tissues. So you might notice as you come out of a long hold, there's this heat or this puffiness. We're about halfway through this shape now. Is there anywhere you can soften a little bit more? Has a tension or a gripping crept into your shape somewhere? Are you meeting your edge? In our yin practice, we're not really concerned about what the shape looks like. You can bend your arms, you can twist, you can really get playful here. Our focus is what the shape feels like. Are you getting that stretch through the side body? Maybe it's near the hips, the armpit, maybe it's up the arm. Our fascia is this sticky web that covers the entire body. Imagining it like a spider web, if you touch one place in that spider web, the whole web can be affected. Let your breath begin to deepen. Preparing your body to move and come out of this shape. We're going to come into a side body stretch. So if you come to a side laying position, you can have your knees bent or you can lengthen them. We want to take the arm long and we want it to be out of the plumb line of the shoulder. So a little bit more of an angle. And here, sink into that shoulder. So you'll feel that shoulder up by the ear. You can rest your head if you like. We want to let the hips and the side body be really heavy. And if this is a lot on your wrist, feel free to come down onto your forearm or even use that block to give you a little bit more shape through the side body by lifting the ground a little bit higher. And again, it doesn't really matter about what your head, your arm, your legs are doing. Play with this shape, just tipping your pelvis forward, just tucking it under have an effect. If you shift your whole body rotating towards the mat, Does that feel better or worse than if you open it out? Find what works for you here. Find an edge and hold that shape for time. Using the breath as the anchor. In and out through the nose. Take a few more breaths in this position. We're going to slowly begin to shift out. You can press the ground away with your hand coming out of that shoulder. You might take a moment of pause, just checking out how the left and right side feels, before you come into that shape on the other side. You don't have to take the same variation you took on the first side, sinking into that shoulder, side body, really heavy hip towards the ground. And consider this side a completely new shape. And they don't have to match and do exactly the same thing. The left and right sides are often a little bit different, maybe due to injury, anatomy, the way we hold and carry ourselves throughout the day. So expect to feel a little bit different. We got about 30 seconds left in this position. Keep working with the edge. Can you soften a little bit more? Can you let yourself be a little heavier, release? Prepare yourself to move once again, pressing through the ground with the hand. Maybe taking a moment, maybe shifting and wriggling through the spine, or perhaps a bit of stillness, letting yourself just feel the shape. Our final shape is where we're going to use that block or that pillow. We're going to come into a reclined supported bridge. So on your back, tuck your tailbone under and push through the feet. Choose your height here, so you can go low or medium. If you really love a bit of back bend, you can go high, but just take it easy with this one. You can lengthen the legs, maybe one at a time. Maybe both stay bent with feet on the ground. And you can take the arms overhead. And this should feel quite nice as you let your legs be heavy. Feeling that lengthening through the front of the body. Maybe a little decompression through the spine. Let your whole body relax. This placement of the block underneath the pelvis should feel pretty good. Having it rest on the flat part of your low back, so it's not digging into anything squishy, anything unsupported. Let your hips be heavy. Sink on to that block. It's up to you here. If you want to stay here a little longer, you absolutely can. But as you feel ready to shift, bring the feet to the mat if your legs are long. Pressing into the mat with your feet. Lift up off that block and slide it out from underneath you. You can lay on your back. Maybe taking a little constructive rest with the feet wide and the knees dropping in towards one another. And as any immediate sensations leave the body, the low back, press yourself up, coming to a comfortable seat. Thank you for joining me for that 15-minute side body yin flow.